Hey guys, how are you doing? Hope you guys had a good weekend. I know I did. Did you guys win your trade today? Did you? I know I didn't. That's right. I didn't win my trade. I did not win my trade. Now come give me a kiss. Am I looking at the camera? I hope it looks. I hope, cause I'm looking at the camera's right here, bro. I hope I'm looking at like the actual lens. Oh wait, maybe I'm supposed to be looking here. Wherever. Hopefully you guys could actually see me like look at you like eye to eye. Anyways, I did not win my trade today. I'm not going to lie. The draw on liquidity was super duper obvious. I took my trade against the draw on liquidity. And I'm not going to lie, everything lined up for my draw on liquidity, and I ended up just losing, bro. This was just a regular, just dumb trade. Um, this was just because I was out and I didn't really have the full focus, and because of that, I ended up making a stupid decision. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's all good, bro. Cause I know I'll make it back. I'm only down literally like 1 R, to be honest. Let's turn on the executions. There we go. I took this shit on Nasdaq right here. Hold on, let's turn this into ES. Turn this into Nasdaq right here. Yeah, draw was super duper obvious in my opinion. Ended up making a dumb mistake, so let's talk about it. Okay, so we have no news today, nor Tuesday, nor Wednesday. Well, Wednesday is FOMC meeting minutes, so it's gonna be very slow Wednesday. But let's talk about today's trade and how I ended up getting caught in the most one of the most ridiculous things I've ever could have done in my whole trading career. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Like this should have been a vice versa trade, but it's all good. Um, erase that. Coming into today, we ended up making a high time frame SMT. I saw that on ES we swept previous day highs. On Nasdaq we did not sweep previous day highs, which ended up in a high time frame SMT. And what I count by high time frame SMT is 15-minute, 30-minute, and hourly. As you can see here on the hourly it was an SMT, but as you can see there is no other corresponding black candle. So with that in my mind, I went on to the 15-minute. What do you know? High, low, high right here, high, low, highs right here. High, low, high right here, high, low, high right here. So that was my That was my high time from SMT. So if these SMTs were true to its core, I should see a displacement from here, and then we should honestly take out London session lows, either session lows, and perhaps even previous day lows. But London session I already took out either session lows, so all I was really waiting for is previous day lows to be swept, and that was honestly the draw on liquidity since we had this high time from SMT sweeping out previous day highs, and we were already displacing through the range. So that was my draw on liquidity for the day. I wanted previous day lows, and I wanted London session lows. So we had all these lows. On top of that, we were also in this hourly imbalance, which honestly kind of got me messed up in the beginning, in the first half, but not really. But now in hindsight, it was really, really dumb. So coming into market open is at 9:30. We end up sweeping out London session lows, and then from there we end up coming up higher. So in my mind, I was like, wait a second, are we going to have a full-on retrace and come out of this gap, and then from there, since we saw the London session lows, we won't even we'll just continue up higher? I'm not gonna lie, and I wasn't really looking at market from market open till now. I'm at till like 9:40ish. So around 9:40ish, I saw that we made this up candle. However, one thing I failed to realize is that we did not break 5-minute structure. And if you're asking, do you still use 5-minute breaker structure? Yes, I use 5-minute breaker structure from time to time. This would have been the 5-minute breaker structure right here. Like if we closed above this high, this whole range high, this would have been bearish order flow. Bullish order flow. We barely even closed above this high, so I'm not even counting that as order flow. As bullish order flow. And now realizing that this was actually just such a retarded mistake, and we were literally just retracing on the 15-minute to this gap. So, boom, one mistake there. I usually look on the 15-minute to see if we have any high time frame gaps. I count 15-minute as a high time frame. And with time frame alliance, I use the 15-minute, 1-minute, and the 5-minute. But so mistake number one, I didn't look at the 15-minute to see if we were coming into any gaps or if we were even retracing to begin with. Mistake number two, we didn't break 5-minute structure nor had any PD array. Mistake number three, I entered way above premium to begin with, so this was honestly my fault. I went on the 1-minute and I thought we had everything that I was looking for, but we didn't have that 5-minute order flow, so that was technically on me. We ended up creating an SMT right here at these lows, an internal SMT. From there, we ended up inversing this gap. I'm like, okay, I'm looking at this, and I'm like, this is pretty solid. And wait, okay, never mind. And then from there, I'm like, damn. Wait, let me just wait for a gap retrace, and then I enter. And this was technically my fault because I didn't even wait for the candle closure. So that's mistake number 4, right? Because if I had waited for the candle closure, I would have seen this and I would have been like, okay, I don't like this because we closed. We didn't even touch it sensitively. We just touched it and we continued lower. So again, I don't even what you call it. So again, that's mistake number 4. Not waiting for confirmation. So damn, I'm on 4 mistakes from just literally just looking at my phone and being sloppy because I was literally at an event for something. And yeah, so mistake number 4. Boom. I didn't even wait for candle closure, so I entered my fill. Well, you guys saw my fill. I was like right here. My stop loss is right here. It's right here. And I was targeting the SMT highs, and this was previous day highs. Not previous day highs. Yeah, this was previous day highs. But like I said in the beginning, if this SMT was true to its core, we should be displacing. So why am I even taking a trade down here? I'm not. I mean, why am I even taking a long when this SMT is holding really? If this SMT is holding really solid. And one other thing, so that's mistake number 5, right? Longing when the SMT is true to its word. That's mistake number 5. Mistake number 6. I should have waited to see what this gap was going to do because we were also in this bullish fair value gap, right? So if we were truly bullish, we would have inverted this and then cleared out this high, and then boom, we would have been gunning for previous day highs. So that's mistake number 6 right there, is not waiting for the gap. I mean, not waiting like certainty to see what the gap is going to do. But I don't really count this because we already had the SMT. But still, that's just mistake number 6. So all in all, this was totally on me, which is why I'm not even upset about it. I don't really get upset about my trades because I know if I get the drawn liquidity right, only thing I have to get done is the executions, and I've been getting better at my executions. This was just a very, very, very poor performance by me and very sloppy trade. I'm not going to let this is honestly even disappointing to make a recap, but like I said, I'm gonna come up and this is literally part of the game. This was extremely avoidable. And this price action wasn't even bad. This price action was pretty good for shorts. It was really good for shorts actually. But yeah, man, it's part of the game. Anyways, we go on the 15-minute back, so we're on 6 mistakes already. We were really sensitive into this gap, and I should have noticed that because we didn't even inverse any single gaps at all. Holy mistake number 7. Because if we were bullish and we were gonna flip to bullish structure and have this SMT not hold, we would have inversed at least 1 or 2 of these gaps to continue to take out these highs. So mistake number 7. Damn, bro, that's wow. Okay, that's actually unfortunate. So anyways, that's how I lost. And yeah, my entry was there. So let's talk about how my original bias was correct and shorts were obviously the moves to previous day lows. So boom, we have the SMT at the highs, high time from SMT, check mark. That's one thing that I'm looking for. 5-minute. What do we have coming into 5-minute open? We have London session lows swept, but that's okay because my bad. I was looking at something. I was peeping something out. But anyways, we created we created an SMT on the 5-minute for sweeping out London session lows, but that's totally okay because like I said, this 5-minute SMT was created, which is why everything on the 1-minute looked pretty good in my opinion for longs. We had a lot of things that I wanted to see. Another mistake, we didn't have our change in a state. Like, yeah, we inverse this gap, but what I usually like in a change in a state, I usually like 2 candle closures. So in this case, if we were really bullish, we would have flipped this, and so this would have been our my change in the state technically, because this would have been like the highest high of the series of down close candles instead of these. So boom, that's mistake number 7 or mistake number 8. Yeah, no, that's 7. My bad. But yeah, that's also another thing. But on to shorts. We ended up creating a 5-minute SMT. From there, We also had a manipulation leg, which was what I got caught in. This was the manipulation leg. That was pretty unfortunate. Also, we were also in this high time frame gap, as well as we were maintaining bearish order flow. We never broke above this range. We literally never broke above this range at all. We ended up being sensitive with all these fair value gaps on the 15-minute and 5-minute, reacting from this gap. I thought we had made an SMT here. I'm not going to lie. This literally looks like an SMT was made, but I guess not, which is quite odd. But I mean, what can you really do? And then boom, what do we have? We have our 5-minute PD array disrespected right here, which is this 5-minute inversion gap. Okay, we're back. Like I said, this was our 5-minute inversion gap. So literally, let's just look at it on the 5-minute, how we even could have took a trade with shorts. Um, what I would have honestly would have wanted was for us to make an SMT from this gap. To be honest, that would have been perfect, because then we had a high time from SMT, then a low time from SMT corresponding with the drawn liquidity, but we did not have that. So I mean, with the 5-minute SMT, I meant not 5, with the 15-minute high time from SMT. On top of that, we had this 5-minute gap respected. So, and we're still in bearish order flow. So let's see, that's 9:55. Let's go to 9. We end up having our change of state, which is right here. And honestly, besides this, I don't really see anything good at all. Like, we ended up inversing this whole gap. On top of that, I mean, we ended up changing the state direction. On top of that, we ended up inversing this gap. So I mean, bruh, let's give you blue. There we go. So I mean, boom, entry 1 could have been anywhere, like right here, stops above the gap high, and again, targeting literally London session lows, and then what? Previous day lows. Obviously, I'm not holding for previous day lows. This is a 6R, dog. But we're doing hypotheticals. If the drawn since my drawn liquidity was right, this is how it would have been. Honestly, right off of that, or since, like I said, we have the 5-minute gap right here. We have our 5-minute PD array right here. We ended up creating another 5-minute gap. We ended up retracing back into this gap around 10:25. So let's scroll back to 10:25. Let's see what we have, because this would make honestly no sense to me, if we're going to be honest. But if we had waited for that 5-minute retrace and that 5-minute gap, since we ended up having our 5-minute PD array, so our 5-minute PD array is right here. This is our 5-minute inversion gap right here. Okay. As you can see right here, bruh, 5-minute inversion gap right there, and our retrace is right here. So boom. What do we have here? That honestly could have been way better moves. Damn. Let's see. Do we have any SMT? So we do not have an SMT, which is pretty unfortunate. But we did have a 1-minute SMT that would have made honestly everything so much better. But we did end up coming back into this gap after changing the state of direction. And on top of that, we also inverse this gap, so another entry could have been honestly right here. Stops. The stop actually is perfect, or it could have been above this high. And then, like I said, targeting previous day lows, since this was the draw. On top of that, we also had a daily gap that I was looking at this weekend that I had wanted price to retrace into, and oh my god, bro. Bro, I'm gonna cry already. Oh, snap. Bro, I'm gonna cry already, bro. Like, there's just no way that happened. Bro, I'm not gonna lie. Today's loss was a dumb loss, but it's okay. With that in mind. But I mean, yeah, with that in mind, that was pretty much it. 7, 8 mistakes were made today. Definitely my fault. Definitely about to get journaled right now, and I'm not gonna make these mistakes tomorrow, since I'll actually be at home on my full desk. Literally, I'm gonna make it back, so I'm not really tripping. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you guys enjoyed the recap. Enjoyed me literally freaking going against the high time from SMT. That was actually so retarded of me. I'm not even gonna lie. But besides that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for supporting. We're almost at 100 followers. 100 subscribers, which is freaking insane. But I'm not really stressing, to be honest. I don't really feel anything off of losing. I saw it, I was like, damn. I'll just analyze it when I get home. Like I said, I analyzed it when I got home. I knew my mistakes, all 8 of them, all 7 of them. Only thing now there is to do, backtest today's data, see how I could have played it right, because price is always bound to repeat itself. To see how I could have played this right, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. And now I am gonna backtest, journal, and head out. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. I love you guys, bro. I love you guys still so much.